Hey everybody, it's the Delivery Whiz, and I'm back tonight with another video. We are going to do in this video, No Tip on the Strip, episode 5. That's right, No Tip on the Strip, episode 5. In front of me, as you will see in a second, it is the Strat. Up, 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 up. Don't get dizzy. Oh my God, yes, we are basically at the base of the Strat. We're on the north side of the Strip at the Showgirl sign. I don't go down to the south side because the Las Vegas welcome sign is usually too busy and there's jets across the way, always revving up their engines and making too much noise, so the audio really sucks. And like I said, in this video, we're doing No Tip on the Strip, episode 5. And what that's going to consist of is we are going to do a 6-hour, yes, that's right, a 6-hour shift on Lyft doing rideshare. It is Sunday night. Beyonce is in town for her second show. She was here last night, did her first show. That one wasn't sold out. Tonight's show is sold out. There's going to be a lot of trip requests to and from there, and we are probably going to do a couple. So let's get started and let's do some ride share. All right, we have finished 6 hours and 4 minutes Lyft ride share, and it was a whale of a night. We had some highs, we had some lows, and all in all, we didn't do too bad. I'll get to the totals in just a few minutes, but first I'm going to give you some recap of what we did. And why I don't have any ride-along video is because I had a little technical difficulty, and I did have some passengers defer not to have any cameras rolling during the ride. And you have to honor that request as far as I'm concerned, because it's just a polite thing to do. Anyhow, we started at our house up in the northwest side, Buffalo and Alexander, and we turned on Lyft. We went from there and drove to what they call a streak zone. So tonight they had give 3 rides between 5 and 6 o'clock, and all you got to do is start one ride and then you can finish, and you got to do 3 in a row. You can't have any interruptions, and Lyft queues your next ride for you, which is kind of cool. I like that. Uber doesn't. You have to look and accept or not. I definitely like when you can go into your account settings and set it to be queued for you automatically. So if you don't know how to do that, just go into your account settings and you'll find it. Otherwise, maybe I'll do a YouTube video on how to find that sometime. Otherwise, maybe you can find someone on YouTube who has already done such a video. Anyhow, we drove to that zone, and then we got our first ride. It was like $8, 5-6 miles. Picked them up, dropped them off. From there, we picked up a couple, took them. They were going somewhere. And as soon as we dropped them off, we got another request and did that. And I'm sorry I'm not giving so much detail because it's hard for me to recollect everything that happened in a 6-hour period and give you blow-by-blow details of every ride and every distance and every amount. Although throughout this video I will have screenshots up, so you'll be able to see for yourself the exact details. Anyhow, as soon as we did the third ride, which completed the first streak, there was another streak that started at 7:30 to do 3 more, and both of those, one paid 20 and the other paid 19. No, one paid 12 and the other paid 19. My apologies. So the fourth ride was, guess what? Allegiant Stadium, to take a mother and her son from Horseshoe to Allegiant. It was a nightmare. It was a $5 and some change ride with 0 tip. And it's only 3.3 miles, but I'm telling you, those 3.3 miles take forever. We dropped them off after about 55 minutes. Got a ping, and on the way to pick up the next passenger, they canceled, and then immediately got another request for New York, New York, to pick up 2 gentlemen who had seen Beyonce the night before, to take them to Rio and drop them off. They were getting ready to fly home in a couple hours. And as soon as I dropped them off, got another request for 3 ladies going to Allegiant to see Beyonce right there at the Rio. So I didn't have to do anything except drop them off, accept the request, they climb in, and I already had an idea of maybe a little shortcut way to go, and I did, but it was still a $6 ride no tip, and it took about 40 minutes. So all in all, 2 trips to Allegiant, $11, an hour and 43 minutes. You can't get out of those, especially if you're trying to do these ride streaks. So that's the bonus, is that you're taking a couple of these and knowing that you're going to get a little pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, let's say. Drop them off and got a request, thank goodness, to pick up somebody and take them all the way to Enterprise, Blue Diamond Road in Buffalo, let's say. It's a little bit of a journey, but it was off the strip. So once that happens, sometimes I feel in the rideshare, you're happy, you know, to get off the boulevard, because on Sunday night, you would say, well, it's probably slow. Whiz, no, it's not. It is still crazy, because every night in Vegas is Friday night and it's busy. So I dropped that person off and got a request to take a nice lady about a mile from that person all the way up to the northeast side. It was 14, 15 miles, but it paid $16, and that was a nice ride. From there, we drove back towards the strip with nothing. We didn't get any requests until we got near Fremont Street, and then we got a request to pick up 2 young ladies, and they were going to they were going to Harrah's, next door to Venetian. The reason I said Venetian is because the GPS takes you into Venetian and then around the back to pull a U-turn. It's a pretty good trick. I knew about it. I knew you could kind of do that, but I haven't done it in a while because I don't always go into Venetian. So now I know. Anyhow, they tipped me 20 bucks. Banger, 20 bucks for like a 5-mile ride plus the $9 fare. Thank you very much, ladies. If you're watching, shout out to you. I'm not going to say any names. They did ask some questions, and it came up that, hey, I do have a YouTube channel, and this is why I'm creating the content, because they ask about the cameras. Everybody does, because I have them right here in my car, and they're mounted, and, you know, everybody's a curious cat. So, dropped them off, got an immediate ping right there, pick up another couple. I'm sorry. From there, got a request to pick up a family across the street at Treasure Island, take them down to the Bellagio Fountain, drop them off at the Bellagio Fountain, got a request for another family going right back to the place where I dropped the young ladies off, because there's a Walgreens there next to Harrah's, and they wanted to get some water before they went back to the room. Dropped them off, and then I got a request that I didn't notice because it queues it up and I didn't hear it. And it was right around the corner back to the backside of Harrah's where the Sphere is. And it was a lady getting off work who does LED stuff for the Sphere, or maybe she just said she does it for Venetian or Harrah's or something. I'm not 100% sure she said the Sphere. Part of me says no, but she said she worked in LEDs. So maybe she does. Maybe she just does it for one of the Strip hotels. I don't know. She needed to go to Henderson. So 11 miles to Henderson, southeast. Drop her off. It was a $14 fare, no tip. You know, c'est la vie. Immediately got a request a mile from her drop off at the... Immediately got a request a mile away from her drop-off at the Henderson Hospital. An elderly gentleman had suffered some heat stroke and needed a ride home. The hospital got it for him, picked him up, took him 3 or 4 miles home, even deeper into Henderson. And when we got there, he asked me, hey, did the hospital pay for this? I go, sir, somebody did. If you didn't, then the hospital did. He reaches in, $15 tip. Bang! Thank you, sir. And I made sure he got in the house okay, and he was all good. So I turn everything off because I want to drive back to a dispensary that's open till 1 a.m. because it's Sunday night, they have specials here, and I like to participate in the specials. It's legal here in Vegas, so I'm not trying to hide that I don't do anything wrong. I don't drink, I don't smoke, but I definitely like to smoke the MJ. And that's where I'm going to leave it. Anyways, I didn't even get to the dispensary because I got another request, and then I noticed that there was a $9 3-ride streak now between 11 and midnight. So I did 3 quick rides there. I'm not going to go into detail about the details because they were cheapies and they were short distance rides, and got the $9, and then I stopped for the night. All in all, 6 hours and 4 minutes, Lyft ride share, traveling from Enterprise to the Strip to Henderson, back up and down the strip, all over the place. It was pretty eventful. I can't say that I felt bogged down or, oh my God, this sucks at any given time. And with the streaks that they have, I felt like it was going to be better than the average night, because I think they do that when they know there's going to be big entertainment in town like Beyonce, and try to get drivers to come out to make a few more dollars than normal. And I believe I did. In 6 hours and 4 minutes, what we made is $210. $210. That is right. We got 13 rides. Out of those 13 rides, we got 7 tips. 7 tips, not including the $15 cash tip and the $10 Apple Pay tip, because one could leave the tip on the app and the other couldn't, so she Apple paid me the 10. That was the 20 from the young ladies that were very sweet to me. And also, again, the 15 cash from the gentleman from the hospital. 210, 5:30, 5:45 to roughly 11:55 or whatever it is. 6 hours and 4 minutes. It's on the app. You'll see at one of these screenshots up here that I randomly put throughout the video. That is what I call a banger of a Sunday night. Not a lot of stress. The only stressful thing was the hour and a half going to Allegiant. I'd like to know what I would make if I didn't accept those 2 silly rides for that, but I had no choice. On those ride streaks, you cannot decline. So that is why I didn't. In the future though, if I'm not on a ride streak, nobody's getting a ride to Allegiant for less than 50 bucks in this car anyway. If you think that's unfair, sorry. It is a hassle. It is no good way in or out of the stadium. And that place seats 60,000 people or whatever. A lot of cars. And the ride share. If people aren't driving, they're ride sharing. They're not taking taxis. I did not see one taxi cab at Allegiant. I saw Uber and Lyft drivers galore. So that is a very good Sunday night. I will say that unfortunately for this episode of No Tip on the Strip, we did get tipped on the strip. Not by everybody, but by enough to make a very nice 6-hour shift, 210. I'll take that every day of the week, where you don't have to put in more than 5-6 hours and make a couple $100. And just like that, it's the end of the video. I sure hope you like this content of No Tip on the Strip. I wish I had some ride-along video to show you. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, if you could please leave a thumbs up and get me in the algorithm, it'd be great. And if you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And stay tuned until the next video. I look forward to seeing you then. And in the meantime, take care of yourselves and each other. And don't take the trash for these gig companies. Just don't do it.